I'm not sure exactly when this starts, so I'm just sitting here waiting to see if it goes live. Hi, everybody. Good morning. How's everybody doing today? So I have not resolved the issue of people commenting and it showing up on the live feed, so we'll see if it works. Oh, hi, Jade. Okay, I did see Jade saying hi, so hopefully this will continue to work. So if you're here, let me know because I can't see who's here. Just say a quick hello if you want to. We're going to read some more Curious George today. I have a couple of his books, so I figured each day I'll read at least one until we've read them all and get a good dose of Curious George. So our first book for today is Curious George Visits the Zoo. Have you ever gone to the zoo? I know that there's a couple of you that go to the zoo often because we have a zoo very close by that we go to. So let's get started. Curious George Visits the Zoo by Margaret and H.A. Rays. George, said the man, how would you like to see a real elephant? Let's go to the zoo. I like elephants. There was a lot to see at the zoo. There were giraffes with their necks so long they seemed to reach the sky. I think giraffes are my favorite. Do you guys have a favorite animal? What's your favorite zoo animal? There were kangaroos carrying their babies in a special pocket. And finally, there were elephants with their floppy ears and their long trunks munching on hay. It was lunchtime. Lunchtime at the zoo. People were eating on the park benches and picnicking on the grass. Do you know what a picnic is? It's when you eat outside. I love picnics. They're so fun. I'm going to find out what time they feed the lions, said the man with the yellow hat. Wait here and don't get into trouble. While George was waiting, he saw a zookeeper with a pail of bananas for the monkeys. Do monkeys like bananas? I know you guys like bananas. The keeper put the pail down to get a drink at the water fountain. George was hungry. He grabbed the pail and ran away with it. Because I think monkeys really like bananas. Hey, shouted the keeper. Stop that monkey! But George kept on running. A crowd of people was standing near the monkey house. Just the place for George to hide. Look at the monkey house. See all the monkeys in there? Standing by the cage was a little boy holding a red balloon with a long string. Suddenly, one of the monkeys reached out, snatched the string from the boy's hand. Uh-oh. And ran to the top of the cage. Then he tried to squeeze the balloon through the bars. The other monkeys started to shriek and scream. They do that when they're excited. The little boy was crying. Please, shouldn't somebody get his balloon back? Asked the mother. None of the people could reach that high. That's pretty high up. He's very sad. But George knew what to do. With the pail in his hand, he climbed up to the top of the cage. He took a few bananas and fed them to the monkeys. I think they like that. What do you think? While the monkeys were eating, George snatched the balloon and swung down from the cage. He handed the balloon back to the boy. He's like a hero. He rescued the balloon. And we know George likes balloons, right? Because we can see him right right there with his balloons. Everybody clapped and cheered. Just then, the man with the yellow hat came running. "George," the man cried, "I have been looking all over for you." "Please don't be angry with him," said the mother. "He saved my son's balloon." "George should not have taken my pail," said the keeper, "but he did feed the monkeys." "And now it's time to feed ourselves, George," said the man. What does that mean, you think? Time to feed themselves. Now we get our first sticky page. And that is what they did. Can you see it? What are they eating? That looks like a pretty good lunch to me. Can you see? The end. I think I'd like to eat some bananas. It puts me in the mood for bananas. Okay. I have no idea if anybody's here because I can't tell who's in here or not. Jade's the only one that commented, but hopefully if nobody is here right now, people will watch this later. Our next book, Froggy Bakes a Cake. This is another book that we've read recently in daycare. Froggy Bakes a Cake by Jonathan London, illustrated by Frank Romakowitz, I'm guessing. It was Froggy's mother's birthday. Froggy was outside making mud pies. "Froggy," called his father. "What?" "Help me bake a cake for your mother." Hi, Jade. Thanks for watching. Are you enjoying story time? "Oh, please," cried Froggy. "I want to do it all by myself." So Froggy flopped into the kitchen. Flop, flop, flop. "You'll need flour," said his father, "and sugar and chocolate." "I know," cried Froggy, and he pushed the chair against the counter and climbed up. Hi, Shayna. He took down the flour. He took down the sugar. He took down all the chocolate candy his mother had hidden since Halloween. I bet that's a lot of chocolate. Do you think that's a lot? Jade says the Froggy stories are her favorite. Thanks, Jade. I'm glad you like them. I have a couple more, too, that we'll be reading in the future. I'll let you know. "We need lots of flour and sugar," said Froggy, and he dumped a large bag of flour and a whole box of sugar into a big yellow bowl. That's a lot of flour and sugar. "We need lots and lots of chocolate," said Froggy, and he dumped in 10 handfuls of chocolate-covered flies. Would you like a cake that had chocolate-covered flies in it? I don't think so, but frogs would. "We need milk too," said Froggy's father. "I know," cried Froggy, and he flopped to the fridge, flop, 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 and grabbed a carton of milk. Oops! It dropped on his foot and spilled on the floor. "And eggs and butter," added his father. "I know," cried Froggy. He snatched a carton of eggs. Oops! He only broke 4 or 5. And just 1 stick of butter fell on the floor. "Don't forget the baking powder," said his father. "I know," cried Froggy, and he climbed up and took down the baking powder. Then he cracked 7 eggs into the bowl. Crack, 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 crack. And only a few shells fell in. That's not bad. And he put in the butter, blurp, and poured in the milk, glub, glub, glub. And finally, he dumped in the whole box of baking powder. Sloop. "Time to mix it all together," said his father. "I know," cried Froggy, and he stirred it and slopped it and mixed it and plopped it, and then he dumped all the goopy cake batter into a cake pan. Have you guys ever done baking at home with Mom and Dad? Or you might remember when we did gingerbread babies. Do you think, what did Froggy do? What didn't Froggy do that we did when we made our gingerbread babies? We measured and we mixed, right? I didn't see him measuring, although he did mix. Usually you follow a recipe, but he's just kind of going for it. And he shoved the cake into the oven and he's saying, oogly boogly burbly bake. I make and I bake and I wait for the cake. Look at that. Is that going to be a yummy cake or what? Froggy, called his father. What? While you wait for the cake to bake, help me blow up the balloons. Froggy helped blow up the balloons. He blew and he blew and he blew and he blew and pop! What happened? Now, said his father, help me set the table. Froggy helped set the table. Oops! He knocked over the lemonade and the paper party tablecloth got all wet. Froggy, called Mother. What? What smells so good? It's a surprise, yelled Froggy, and he flopped back to the kitchen. Flop, flop, flop. Come and get it, hollered Froggy. Froggy's mother and father flopped in and slid across the buttery floor, and Froggy said, "Are you ready?" And he opened the oven door. Why'd they slide across a buttery floor? What happened there? All right, what's going to happen when he opens that oven door? Yikes! The cake exploded, yelled Froggy's father. Oops, cried Froggy, looking more red in the face than green. That means he was embarrassed. Too much baking powder, I guess. It's good, though, said his father, licking his fingers. Wait, cried Froggy. I'll be right back. Flop, flop, flop. Happy birthday, Mom, he said, and he handed her a fresh mud pie with a candle in it. I made it all by myself. Mud pies are fun. Oh, Froggy, said his mother. This is the best birthday pie I ever had. What a mess, said Froggy's father. Let's go out to celebrate. Great, said Froggy. Yes, said Froggy's mother. And together they leapfrogged all the way to the bakery. Flop, flop, flop. The end. What are they going to do at the bakery, do you think? What will they do? Maybe buy a better cake. Do you think they'll buy one that has chocolate-covered flies in it? I don't know. I don't think I would. So, do you guys know what today is? Today is April 1st, and it's also April Fool's Day. So, this isn't our last book. April Fools, I have another one. I have a third book today. I tried to pick a really kind of silly, goofy one. Since April Fool's is a silly, goofy day, I played a trick on you. Okay, this one is called Mary Had a Little Jam and Other Silly Rhymes. It's created by Bruce Lansky and illustrated by Stephen Carpenter. That means Stephen did the pictures. So this just takes nursery rhymes that hopefully you know and makes them kind of silly. So I thought it would be a good book to read for today. Hopefully you'll recognize some of these. Maybe I'll move back a little bit because this book is bigger. Old Mother Goose used to fly through the air. Riding a gander, they made a fine pair. Now when she wants to get somewhere soon, she rides a cow that jumps over the moon. Mary had a little jam. She spread it on a waffle, And if she hadn't eaten so much, she wouldn't feel so awful. Oh, what happened? Did you ever eat too much and then not feel so good? I can say I've done that. Little Miss Muffet sat on a tuffet, licking an ice cream cone. Along came a spider who dangled beside her. She told him, "Go get your own." Here, eating the ice cream cone. The spider says, "Can I have a lick?" Would you share your ice cream cone with a spider? Jack and Jill went down a hill in a fast toboggan. They hit a bump, which made a lump in the middle of Jack's noggin. Uh-oh, poor Jack. He looks okay, though. Jack was nimble. Jack was quick. Jack jumped over the candlestick. Jack kept running much too close. Now his pants smell like burnt toast. Little Bo Peep throws her clothes in a heap, which makes her room one giant mess. And when she wakes up, she calls for her pup to hunt through the heap for a dress. You see that? Little Boy Blue, don't blow your horn. You'll wake up the neighbors. It's 2 a.m. You've got to be quiet so people can sleep. Get under your covers and try counting sheep. Stuck page. Diddle diddle dumpling, my girl June eats her lunch without a spoon. She's a mess from her head to her toe, so into the bathtub she must go. Diddle diddle dumpling, my son Scooter played around with my computer. He pressed the buttons and hit the keys. Now it only prints Chinese, which isn't a problem if you know how to read Chinese. Row, row, row your boat gently round the lake. Don't stand up and rock the boat. That's a big mistake. What happens if you rock the boat? I think you fall in. Rub-a-dub-dub, 3 men in a tub. What do you think they said? Too crowded we fare. Let's get out of here and each take a shower instead. London Bridge is falling down, falling down, falling down. There's no way to get to town. Take the ferry. Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. I wish they had super glue way back then. They could have put Humpty together again. Poor Humpty. Mary, Mary, quite contrary. What does your garden grow? Spinach, broccoli, cauliflower? To which Mary answered, no. Tom, the teacher's son, went to school when he was 1. The only thing young Tom could do was play a game of peekaboo. We like peekaboo. Old Mother Hubbard went to the cupboard to get her poor dog a bone. But the dog couldn't wait, so when dinner was late, he ordered pizza by phone. I think if Marty and Daisy and Izzy could order pizza by phone, I'd be in trouble. Peter, Peter, sugar eater, always wanted food much sweeter. Adding sugar was a blunder. Now he's a toothless wonder. Uh-oh. Fee, fi, fo, fum, I smell a pack of bubble gum. Fee, fi, fo, fum, look out, bubbles. Here I come, blowing bubbles. Hiccup, hiccup, go away. Don't come back another day. Is that hiccups? Some like it hot, some like it cold, but oatmeal tastes yucky when it's 9 days old. I wouldn't want to eat 9-day-old oatmeal either. Hey, diddle, diddle. This rhyme is a riddle. Can a cow fly over the moon? I bet you'll say no. But the answer is yes, if she's riding a hot air balloon. I don't know about that. What do you guys think? Do you think you could ride a hot air balloon over the moon? Lavender blue, rosemary green, when I am the king, you'll be the queen. We'll sit on thrones, crowns on our heads. No one will send us up to our beds. Old King Cole was a chubby old soul who loved to play the fiddle. When given a chance, he'd often dance till his pajamas split down the middle. That's silly. Pat a cake, Baker Sue. Bake me a cake that says, I love you. I've saved up my money. I'm ready to pay. I'll give it to Mommy on Valentine's Day. Pat a pie, Baker Dan. Bake me a pizza as fast as you can. Knead it and roll it and spread on the cheese. Then sprinkle on pepper. I'll try not to sneeze. Does pepper make you sneeze? There was an old woman who lived in a shoe, which wasn't too bad when the winter winds blew, but the strong summer sun was too hot to handle. So she packed up her stuff and moved to a sandal. Ooh, that kind of looks nice. She's right on the beach. Look at her sandal. Can you see it? She lives there. Yankee Doodle went to town, rolling on a rooster. His saddle wasn't high enough, so now he's got a booster. Look, he's got a booster. Roses are red, violets are blue. I wish I could ride on a big kangaroo. Roses are red, violets are blue. I wish I could ride on a dinosaur too. Oh, that's cool. Would you ride on a dinosaur if you could? What about a kangaroo? Jack Sprat would have no cat. His wife would have no dog. So when they went to buy a pet, they settled on a hog. Simple Simon met a snowman standing with a broom. I'll give you 50 cents, he said, if you'll clean up my room. 50 cents to clean up his room. Look, can you see this? Is he cleaning his room? I think he's cleaning his room. Another reason to build a snowman in the winter. Wee Willie Winky ran down the stairs, hugging a blanket and 2 teddy bears. I can't fall asleep, he cried as he ran. Look under my bed. There's a boogeyman. His father carried him up to his room. He turned on the light and then searched for a broom. He swept some stuff from under the bed, 2 slippers, a bone, and Willie's dog, Fred. I think he heard Fred under his bed. I had a little pony. His name was Dapple Gray. I lent him to a woman whose horse was sick one day, but rain came down in showers and made puddles on the ground. My pony got so muddy, I named him Dapple Brown. 3 kind mice. See how they run. They all ran after the farmer's wife. They took out some cheese. They cut her a slice. Did you ever see such a sight in your life as 3 kind mice? Would you eat a slice of cheese if they gave it to you? I don't think I would. Sweetheart, you're my little star. How I love the way you are. How I wonder what you'll be as I bounce you on my knee. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder why you are shining down on me so bright. Please watch over me tonight. I think that's my favorite one. Starlight, star bright, first star I see tonight. I'm going to try with all my might to keep my jammies dry all night. Rock-a-bye baby on the treetop. When the wind blows, the cradle will rock. When the birds sing, the baby will smile and fall asleep happy in a short while. I like that one too. The end. What'd you think? Did you like those kind of silly little nursery rhymes? Okay, so we started today by reading Curious George Visits the Zoo. So in the comments, after I finish this, I am going to put a link to visit the San Diego Zoo virtually. I was looking at it last night, and it's lots of fun because they have webcams and you can watch some of the animals live. They have elephants and giraffes and penguins and polar bears. And I'm trying to think, there were other things too. There were activities too that you could do if you wanted to, but I enjoyed just putting on the webcam and watching the animals. That's kind of fun to do today. So tomorrow I have 2 new books that we're going to read. Another Curious George Visits the Aquarium. And I know we have a great aquarium here in Boston. I bet you guys have been to it before. And this one I haven't read in a while. It's called Up, Up, Up. So those are going to be our books tomorrow. I hope you enjoyed the books today and my extra April Fool's Day joke silly book. So go and have a good day today, and I will see you tomorrow. I miss you guys. Bye.